The following is a local resident producer's program. The program content is the sole responsibility of the producer and does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of Oshkosh Media, the City of Oshkosh, or Time Warner Cable.
Hello and welcome to Coffee Talks with Oshkosh Rugby. My name is Bill Blake. I'll be your host, and today I am accompanied by our guest, Saylor.
Yep. My name's Saylor Gilbert. Just here to talk about some rugby.
Yeah. So to start, what we're going to do is just show you a little bit of a video about rugby, and it'll give you a basic understanding of the sport, since a lot of us Americans don't really understand it very well, especially if we've never seen it played before.
Rugby 101, the basics. Rugby was first played in England in 1823, when legend has it, William Webb Ellis picked up a football and ran with it. There are 15 players and 7 reserves in a rugby team, and it is played on a grass field with an oval ball. The ball may be carried forward,
All Blacks again. Here is Sevilla player.
or kicked forward,
Smith drops it on ties,
but must only be passed backwards to teammates. A game lasts for 80 minutes, broken into 40-minute halves. The object is to ground the ball over the opposition goal line and score a try like this. Or more like this.
Over the line they go, and Broden lobs the pass right to Jane.
All the while defending their own goal line from being crossed by the opposition. And the same 15 players remain on the field regardless of whether they are attacking or defending.
Putting some real pressure on the All Black line here, 5 metres away. Murray didn't see it. Sevilla pounces, and Smith works blindside.
Scoring a try is worth 5 points, and it also gives the team a chance to add a further 2 points if the goal kicker can convert the try. This is done by kicking the ball from the ground to between the goalposts. For example.
Now Carter.
And one more thing. The kick must be taken in line with where the try was scored. The other way to score points is by kicking a penalty goal, awarded after an infringement by the other team. Or a drop goal. That's when a player bounces the ball on the ground before striking it. And both of these are worth 3 points each.
And they win the test match.
All right, well, I hope that was a little bit informational for you, or at least it gave you a little bit better understanding of the game, which probably isn't likely. As a rugby player here in the U.S., it's very common for us to try to explain the game to others, which isn't necessarily easy. But I guess just to start, we're going to just go through, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I got involved in rugby and how I got involved with the Oshkosh Rugby team. But first, we're going to go to Saylor, and he'll tell you how he got involved with our team.
Well, I got involved in Oshkosh Rugby about 4 years ago, I would say. Before that, I had actually talked to some other people on the team, and they were trying to get me to come out, but I didn't really feel like I had the time. And then I was kind of in a spring situation where classes were pretty mellow, and I didn't really have anything else to do, so I think Yak was the popular social media use at the time, so yes. I yacked out to see what was going on in the Oshkosh rugby field, and found out where practice was, and I showed up and.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, I started playing, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's honestly my biggest regret is just not doing it sooner, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I like it. Well, I mean, I don't know if I've ever actually told you this story, but the way I got involved in rugby was through my brothers. They were 10 years older than I was, so they were in high school and they were playing rugby, and I was just forced to go to their rugby games. And I was always a kid on the sideline who was just playing with the rugby ball. I didn't know what I was doing. But then by the time I got to high school, my brothers just the whole time growing up, they were like, you're going to play rugby. You're going to play rugby. And they were my older brothers, and they were bigger than I was and a lot stronger than I was. So when they said, you're going to play rugby, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play rugby now. Like, that's it. And then, oddly enough, I got through high school, and then I get here to Oshkosh just for school, and I didn't even know the team existed. And I found out about the team actually at an ex-girlfriend's Christmas party because her cousin actually played on the team, and he was like, "Hey, Bill, do you want to play rugby?" And I was like, "It's winter. No, I don't." And he was like, "No, like in the spring in Oshkosh." And that's when I heard about the team, and I joined the team, and ever since then, I sort of fell in love with the game. So, that's pretty much it. But I guess for all these people who don't really understand rugby at all, we have 3 different styles. You want to kind of take them through those?
Yeah.
A little bit?
So there's 15s rugby, which the names are super simple. It's just the number of people on each team. So you have 15s rugby, which is 15 people on a team. And you have 10s rugby, which is 10 people on a team, and 7s rugby, which is 7 people on a team. 7s rugby is something that's more played in the summer, and then fall and spring is 15s, and then 10s kind of falls in there somewhere, at least for us. I think 10s is probably my favorite because you still get like the ability to like make breakaways, and it's less just grind, but it's still a little bit of grind. So.
Yeah.
Whereas 15s is usually what you see where it can be a little bit confusing to watch as like somebody new coming in. So it is, in a lot of ways, better to start with 7s or 10s rugby as a spectator.
Yeah.
Because if you just come in, I know my parents, they came and watched one of my games for 15s, and they were like, well, it's nice because, they're supportive. But they had absolutely no idea what was happening the whole time. They were like, they kept cheering for somebody else that looked like me on the field. They couldn't find me.
Yeah, well, that's cool. And actually, I think that's a good sort of segue into joining our club for those who are interested in playing or becoming a part of it. Since you kind of touched on it, we play all year round. So we have a spring season, a fall season, and a summer season. And so if anybody's ever interested in joining or deciding to play, there really isn't a bad time to join.
Yeah.
You can join in the spring, you can join in the summer. Like right now in the summer, we've got 7s going on and 10s. And, before you'd said that you wanted to join earlier.
Yeah.
Which actually now, luckily, for me, I never had the opportunity to join before high school. Luckily, I had a high school that had a team. But now in Oshkosh, we have the youth program, which obviously you know about, but plenty of these fine people do not know about it. And so there is a youth program, and you can start as young as 3rd grade. And it's not tackle rugby.
Yeah.
It's just flag rugby, which is really nice for the kids just to start to understand the rules of the game, because I know that a lot of people who even watch that intro 101 video have no understanding whatsoever of what was going on there.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's good for people to know that there's a youth program. It's non-contact. It's simply just, flag rugby. And that's actually 7 style. So I think this would be a good time to show some 7s highlights. And we have the 10 best USA Rugby 7s highlights for you. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you understand what they're doing in there.
take over your mind. Far away from the city, there is no pain for sure, for sure, for sure. Far away from the city, you never find it for sure, for sure, for sure. Breaking out to satisfy your deep need of truth. So breaking out to realize how I love roaming with you. Roaming with you. Roaming with you. Won't stop doing all the foolish things you don't like. Playground's falling, everybody's waiting for that. The sun will burn all the city, and you'll be crying for sure, for sure, for sure. The sun will burn all the city, you'll never leave it for sure. Breaking out to satisfy your deep need of truth. So breaking out to realize how I love roaming with you. Roaming with you. Roaming with breaking out to satisfy your deep need of truth. So breaking out to realize how I love roaming with you. Roaming with you. Roaming with you.
Well, I hope that so far you sort of understood what they were doing, or at least even just appreciated it, because those guys are very good elite athletes. So for us as rugby players, we see those and we think they're really cool. And we hope that eventually, more people around the area and in the community will learn to appreciate it as well. And something that we have as a team and that we put on is a tournament, so you could actually see some of that stuff in real life, and see some of us locals do some of those and score tries in that way. And we do that in an event called Pigfest, and that's happening July 20th. We do it out at Winnebago County Park. It's a full day of rugby. We've got 20 plus teams out there, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a spectator sport. You just see, even if you're confused by it, you talk to a rugby player on the sideline, they'll explain it to you. They'll take you through what's happening. If you're of age, you can have a beer and watch some rugby and have some fun. Saylor, what's your favorite part about Pigfest?
Honestly, the whole thing is great, but I like just hanging out with everybody. I mean, we only see these teams, every once in a while, and it's only one team. We travel on the weekends for a game, but it's usually game face at that point. It's a high level of competition. Well, I guess we're very competitive is a good way to say it. And so Pigfest is a nice time to get everybody in a very social setting, and everybody's just joking around and just enjoying the game, having some beers and eating some pigs.
Yeah, nice. And so something, if you guys haven't heard of Pigfest, something that we